Okay. What is going on here? Iris automatic. Yep. There you go. All right.
I don't know. Hey, we grew up together.
Well, all I know is 1970 we got a band, so we're good.
Well, hey, don't feel bad. I thought I was doing okay, and you kicked me out. Oh, is that right? Okay, I hear. That's okay.
Yeah, you can put it back if you want. You can put it back by our extra stuff on the right and then put it out and we're gonna set it up.
At some point, which table is that? This one right here.
That's your table.
Thank you.
We only have two in the back. That was kind of like a, you can do whatever you guys want. That's your table. Everyone, thank you.
Came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 4 people watching. So if you want to avoid it, you avoid that. But for the other family members, if they want to say hi, I mean, it's kind of like a wide view. So right now, I'm not sure if they're using this room, because part of me feels like, well, we can move over a little, you know. But I guess I'm saying that because I'd rather do that now than later. You guys are on.
I'm sitting here, he's like, I see you. And I'm like, I don't see you. I don't.
Get your finger down. Don't do it.
I think I'm just gonna watch the power on the damn battery. I have the cord for it.
You need to get one of those.
Actually, here's what I could do for the time being. Go direct. I just go direct on this, and then I can start powering that guy up because it'll probably be more than enough. That's crazy. But you know what? I think a lot of people do this. I think I'm crazy for not doing it. That's right. We are live. In fact, let me look at what the stream looks like. I feel like we can if you like.
How's it going?
John Edmund, is that his name?
Eating.
Eating.
Eating. Eating.
Perfect. I want to make sure I get everyone's names right.
He likes to be called vanilla shake.
Oh, no, no.
That's funny.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you in person.
Well, you also.
Would you like me to mute it, Tim? Because I can just turn the audio to an internal channel. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, for now. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Let's go something to drink. I got red wine. I got white wine in the room. We got beer.
We're ready to begin, and
It's
right now the audio is going to go away, but it's going to come back.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Anybody want to have a drink that wants? Sure. White wine.
There you go, hold it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, neck of a dove. Back row, can you trust the camera like you trust me? Okay, don't touch me that much. Hold it there. Good. Once again, hold it there. Spontaneous laughter. One more time. Just there. Just here. Squeeze it nice and close. Big smiles. Great. Going full length. Once again. Spontaneous laughter is good. Great. Everyone give me a fashion pose. There you go. Great. Look at the camera and pose also, guys. Hold it right there. Big smiles. Don't move. Color blank once again. Happy, happy. Stay right there. Don't move. We get an adjustment here. Switching.
I love that this is live. I know, right?
Well, that's why I sort of moved you in front of the camera. Okay, here we go. Hold it there, guys. Okay, got it figured out. Hold it there, don't move, don't move. Happy, happy. Great, great, great. Good, good. Spontaneous laughter is good. Nice. Great, great, great. This is your personal statement, whatever you want to do. Great. This time, pretend like everyone's on a roller coaster.
I know, that's like my first break. I know, right? It's like there's it's 1 o'clock.
It's in our karaoke, so I would say
I was make sure she breaking free. Or hey now. That really is. No. Hey now. I got you. It really gets the people jumping.
I want to make sure that we're still getting audio, Tim. I've got it back on because I don't like messing with those things too much. Mother Macaulay managed to fail broadcasting the audio for their graduation.
But no, I sound like doing
No, you can't listen.
We're going to Mexico in October. So me and Josh
We are kind
beautiful plan. We're both
of back to it because I'm seeing that we're getting it. But I told people
and
in the
Josh
stream if
never even done it.
He paid me for the family plan. He paid for it, then he never even got on.
Yeah. And so then I was like, okay, I'm not learning this. Like, and I was talking to my friend, she's like,
well, this one, like I'm approaching Dave down there in a
yeah, my friend has something like that.
I didn't really.
So do you feel like
So,
I'm going to go use the facilities.
no, I feel like I
It looks like we have
but
more lackadaisical program.
I'm watching TV, I think that's slow enough. Like, get the gist yes.
We're doing half starters and we'll do
Right. Yes. And there's
that's I used to do that when I was a sign language major. I would watch
there's a language thing that does it, because you can stop it and be like, really that's nice. And I don't know what I saved it somewhere on my phone, so that whenever I do it, so I was like, this is what I need.
Well, like, so I finally got to the point where I was like, and I was like, I'm going to discuss it every time. What am I doing? I'm going to stop it right now. Like, I wasn't that invested, so
Yeah, I've just, learning French has been on that too.
did you have any background in it? Like, French?
Just that, like,
Because
my mom.
but you had learned it before.
Well, I
Wait, that's what I was wondering. So my friend, she told me that it's much easier because she does it with Italian, but she lived in Italy for like years, 6 months. So she was like, for me, it's a nice, she's like, it's a nice reminder. Like, I already have the background, but she's like, if you're just like brand new learning, she's like, you're not learning that.
Yeah.
It's nice to refresh.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they had assigned it to me so I could do it.
I want to like all of this. If I ever get a chance, I will.
She didn't admit it. She's like,
Yeah.
she's like, she's trying to.
Okay, so then she was gonna do, so I just didn't.
Every time I see something, like, you know, for like products, they have like, they'll have like fresh version. Use on shampoo or whatever, and I'll just see like, I'm gonna read this or my washer dryer. I saw it just like, right. I had a few people like sign only, and I'll like try and be like, okay, let me not use like the translate, I remember how much I know.
So, yeah, I was just wondering if you would go outside and say, here. I mean, yeah, I think they can. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's funny is the original we had
No, when I studied abroad, we were only allowed to sign, which was really nice, because we would go to like, you know, in the Ivory, where there's so many people
just on the other side of like,
we were just signing all the time, so they wouldn't come up to us. Because they just think we were dead.
yeah, that's one way, yeah, I'm saying. That's a life guy right there. It was like over there, and we
At our
got together.
first city of Rotterdam, we were allowed to.
So,
Also, like, you know, rude because we were with the professor and was dead, so it's like, but also because of like the handicap, like all the time.
just to keep her, you know, make sure she was, every Wednesday, we do something.
There's a whole.
No, our professor was like, no. So here.
So our professor has like a license from France, and then his friend let her get license from France, and so then they just.
So we said, we're gonna use France. We got together. So we decided, oh, we can try some 2 years ago. We got like together.
But they were like, okay, go and I'll
Half the size of the
so we got the best
sign like we're like some hands on it.
the marching and
Right. I thought there were gonna be a bunch of people in there.
and they would like do a
Small thing again. So we ended up coming back almost to where we started. That's what I said. I'm gonna say that.
so here's every time someone asks that, why would it not be spoken? Yeah, spoken language is the same thing.
I know, and I when I thought about that when we were talking about doing a live thing, and I was like, that's not really him. That really is more just, you know, intimate gathering. Yeah.
I'm stuck right there.
Where's like a movie?
Right.
Like that's not.
Yeah. That's what I was an eclectic group of friends.
Then anything outside of those spaces now.
Yeah, like French not only is the closest to American actually because he came over to so we're actually closer to French yeah, I mean we're closer than like UK. Yeah, like England has their own kind of much different French it was French.
We got a whole station over here for this one. And then, do you want something to drink beyond one? I got wine, I got beer.
Yeah, I was.
Soda or anything.
No, the French originated there.
Any coffee too? You guys have this? Oh, yeah.
French originated French stuff.
You guys, I saw that Jenny turned those folks away. You've had a lunch.
We're just not open for lunch on Sundays.
I mean, it was
Yeah, Sundays and Mondays we don't.
This is like a
here, and then Thursday through Saturday we open at 11 or 11:30. So sadly,
I mean,
Thursday.
it's good, I can really say.
Where to go?
But it's
Well, our
very
food is literally ridiculous. Ridiculous. You're trying like really, I hate this, it's basic, kind of like tried and true favorites. We've got bread, salad, chicken salad, a basic penne and tomato cream sauce, meatballs, then we have some really cool desserts.
Morgan probably has to
Our
learn
menu
the
is
universal
phenomenal. Our executive chef is quite good.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I've heard of it, I don't think I've been there. I know what you're talking about. You like them?
Yeah. So, you know, you see what you're munching on.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I feel like
Well, our executive chef, he's that guy. Chef David. He's from Rhode Island originally, but at the time he worked in a place called Stanza, which I don't necessarily picture of. I'm not sure. It's something. But he's quite good. And his food is ridiculous. And we do so many private events here that he's kind of like boiled down our menu to one page of just like things that are consistently, the kitchen is great. And it's just like, so, and then he always changes specials like every other day. We always have fun. Like right now, I think we're doing on the regular menu. We were running a pappardelle pasta, like that long black pasta, with this garlic butter Parmesan broth along with roasted tomatoes. Awesome. Yeah, that's just like, he's like, oh yeah, that's just, we're thinking about that. We have a steak with a balsamic oil. He does not mess with
This place is closed, but you might recall the place, Jeffrey, club, and whatever the chef was preparing that day, that's what was on the menu.
I like that. I like places like
But
that.
I think it's closed now. It was near the Union League Club, I believe. But Trotter.
Okay.
Trotters.
Yeah, no.
Johnny Trotter.
That sounds fantastic. I love, like, it's not just my wife is like that, so like places like that, or dad's like a couple thing, but like me and my friends or something,
Yeah.
me and a buddy, just, yeah, just like, I can do it, just like, whatever sounds good, can I do it?
I know I got the iron belly.
No, I feel bad, because my wife's literally like everything, she's like, I'll eat something, my wife,
Let her make sure it's anything, no matter whether she's eaten in 48 hours or not, which is, it's that's biological signals really low. And we were at a place in Rosemont.
oh, nice. My wife, my wife was there.
Nights with the
That's one of the things about Chicago. Trashy, like, it's usually it's pretty good. But there was a good
because it seems kind of chain-like, kind of franchising.
That's what it is.
It's going to be C-plus food, but it's C-plus food no matter where you go. Or have salad. I love it. It makes me sick. It's not good for you, but I love it. It's not good for anyway, but I love it.
The last time we did something,
I'm David.
I cheated it really well. I really asked my friend to do the whole
Somewhere, Bill.
I'm Tara. Tim, nice to meet you. Bill, nice to meet you, Tara. Back in the day, French ladies. Nice to still have that. I've known them since the 80s.
White wine, red wine? White wine, red wine beer? What do you think?
I'm sure the name of him is Danny. Okay, Tom, hi. Nice to meet you.
So you're a childhood friend of
Your video. Yeah. So we were in the same kind of yeah, just in general. When I was working before the white water yeah, I was freelancing. And then now
Do you know where they go?
yeah. What's that? You're in there. It's like, it's okay. It's like, you know, can't complain. There's worse ways to make a living. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah.
If you're looking for that's
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, Tim and I work together all the time, you know, and Tim's really good about taking behind the scenes shots. That's my favorite. Oh, how about it? Yeah. There's an event coming up with Tim. Photographed for like several years now. And last year, and then the pictures that we got from these other so-called professionals last year. Oh, yeah. It is going to be with us this year again. Yeah. It was just like, yeah, so
Yeah, I saw you working at the big birthday party. That's exactly
fly on the wall, right?
Situation extrovert.
Okay, so here, just brag on that. There would be no limit with your output. But also really good. Like, there's a group of people that you can kind of gather together and kind of more host thing. It's like and like telling jokes and getting people and stuff and sort of do stuff that's going to make a big picture. It's
Situation extrovert. You get my comedy routine.
yeah. So, yeah. There you go.
How long were I? Some snack on this. Little roasted salmon on mascarpone thin fries. Only absolutely necessary. Everything's wrong. Does anybody want to take up this snack? Salmon crostini with mascarpone.
Neighborhood was really fun because a couple days ago we saw that show, Theater of the Mind. David what's that? I know that. Yeah. by faint praise. You know, there was some good stuff on it. I think it's been a building. My wife is super. I'll keep an eye on it. I got you. Sort of goes through these criminal proceedings that have very important and my associate. There's a guy who plays a character named David taking it through. Congratulations, right. And you go through all these rooms and kind of guide you through these sort of visual effects and stuff.
We were here a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, it's on State Street. That's State right there. State right there. Right, that's State Street. It's just like, just north of the river on State. Anyway, I made a mistake. I got a parking spot here. It's like, 3/4 mile away. It was so hard.
I know.
Anyway, there was running late. I was meeting Sarah at the hotel. So I went to, like, you know, it's like running. And it was hot. And I just started this, like, big sweaty mess.
Really? Early in the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's the fundraiser. Yeah. 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 Oh no. That gives it.
So from Alex, I
What nonprofit? Oh, okay. Anyway, so I was freelancing before, you know, and 2 years ago. I think 7 I work with a partner who's that was cool to me. He's a and then so he got hired as you know, it's a great gig, but that used to be Oh, okay. Hi, Tommy, is it?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Well, you know, it's not even. It's tough, you know, and I mean, sometimes people call me Browne, you know, I don't correct them. Yeah. But if you knew me for a while, you'd be like, you're not a Tommy.
Childhood friends still come to the village.
Appropriate. I don't introduce myself that way, but it's not that I dislike it, right?
Yeah.
So the whole family goes from there. I took my kids to the comic convention yesterday, and Browne from Rocky 4 was there. It's all fun.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I was trying to get my kids up to this photo, so he had no line. I wanted to go over there, and I wanted him to sign a picture and stay in school. And he's got a master's degree in chemical engineering.
Really?
Yeah, he's really smart.
Oh, wow.
And so I thought it'd be funny. You get this picture of Browne and stay in school, kids. You know? And next, my kids got to meet their heroes, and my wife had a great time.
Where was the
Rosemont. Yeah, this one's called Fan Expo. So Mel Gibson was actually there. And Kurt Russell for the first time ever. I guess they don't come out of the woodwork very often.
Mel Gibson, what's his connection with
I mean, you know, I think as these guys get older, it becomes something that is fun to do. People want to meet them. Might as well capitalize on it. I don't know. My wife and kids wanted to meet the Hobbits, Elijah Wood and the whole crew were there. So we were there for that. But, yeah, only one daughter of mine is shorter than Elijah Wood. The rest we were all bigger than him.
was awesome. The people I wanted to see, I learned after the fact.
Red wine, I got white wine, I got beer.
And Keith David there, you know that actor? He was there. Sam Raimi was there. These are all people that I would like to meet.
Yeah, yeah.
Even Brent Spiner from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, yeah.
Lieutenant Commander Data is what people do. And you know who was there? This was crazy to me. I wish I saw him too. Doc from Back to the Future. Doc? Yeah.
Would you like a beverage?
87 years old, and he was Jim on Taxi.
There we go, sir.
In any event, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, so it's cool that they're within like shouting distance of them, you know, but had I known there were some people there, I would have probably gone earlier. Yeah. To try to make some time.
And he showed up at comic shops.
Oh wow. Yeah, sure. I was there too. He's like 95. Yeah. I didn't see him though. That was, it's the wig from his wife that died in the swimming pool before World War II. Shepard's been a kind of person for
Oh, you know, that's a good pair.
Okay, sure. Those things can be fun. I hadn't been to one in years, you know, and I happen to be a big dork, so it was nice seeing lots of dorks walking around. Thousands of us actually.
One time, Sarah and I, my wife Sarah and I were to Louisville for a little getaway. Louisville. And Comic-Con was there. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I call them comic conventions, but I think there's different brands.
So it was there in some hotel or something, or convention center in Louisville. We happened to be walking by, and everybody's like dressed up, you know? Yeah. I didn't know this was a I mean, like, I totally got the Star Trek stuff.
This is Rosie Bishop. This is my youngest son, Joshua.
But there was this girl,
Right.
she was
This is my husband David.
stuffed into Dora the Explorer outfit.
Okay. Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette outside the thing. It was such a weird.
I saw they had He-Man and She-Ra, if you remember those.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And all.
Yeah.
And they were great outfits. He's wearing this purple fuzzy pants and everything.
Yeah.
And then their partner, though, I said, and you must be Orko. I don't know, like a character from the show.
An arancini. Think like a risotto rice ball with.
I'm in DC.
It's quite big so far.
Don't mess around. Don't mess around. You know what we're doing.
But she was rainbow bright. But I know what you mean. There's people out there, and it's all about goofy.
You know, I can't believe it takes this long to remember that, given our conversation with him Yes, sir. Don't worry about yesterday. You've been driving into
Yeah, he was probably on his way.
Last outfit too, man. I mean, like a real deal.
That was a guy walking around looked like just like Hugh Jackman from the Wolverine movie.
Is that right?
And I mean, he looked like a guy you wouldn't mess with if he wasn't even in costume. You know, and
Big,
oh yeah. And there are a bunch of Star Trek people walking around. Yeah, my kind of place. Yeah, some of them obviously nerdier than me, but you know, my kids dressed up as they got the cloaks like the Hobbits and stuff. None of them had ever been to it. I was kind of surprised about it, but I mean, they're, you know, my wife and I haven't been given time to go to one since they were younger. So I think it was terrific for them because they don't know how to deal with celebrity, their celebrity very well yet, and so it was fun watching them interact with these guys.
yeah.
You did you watch Stranger Things?
No, I never got into that.
In the last season, there's a 12-year-old kid. He's from Arlington Heights. Oh, and so he was
where I grew up.
Oh, okay. So he's from there, and he got like he wasn't a huge part of the season, but he was a very big supporting character for the young kids in the show. And he was there, and his handler was like, yeah, he went to football practice at 6 a.m. today. Told me that he got to eat a few M&Ms, took a shower, and came right here. And that's where he was all day, just meeting fans.
Oh my God.
And he's not, like I said, he's not Matthew Modine or any of the other big characters. But he's a kid that lives here in Chicago. And my wife and I talked to him. We talked about how the Bears moved to Arlington or Gary, you know.
Yeah.
So I like to try and have a regular conversation if you can. Sure. But when you've got lines and lines of people, obviously they can't entertain. That's why I thought going up to Drago would have been fun. Because he wasn't like repelling people. He looked like he had time. Yeah. I want to go again. One of these days.
There's a lot of but there's so much.
That sounds like something my son would probably do.
I think it's a different balance.
But he totally was really into that, like Power Rangers and Transformers and all that kind of stuff.
People dressed up like that.
I bet there were, yeah. He's probably still going to pick up, but he's a kid of his own now, so it's complicated. I mean, like 1 year old.
Yeah. When I saw people like that there, you kind of ask yourself, do I want to punish myself? Because I mean, sometimes it's elbow to elbow. You know. Yeah, because they got all these vendors selling all this stuff related to it. So it can be a little. It'd be like sitting on the damn ride, you know? I mean, you're not moving anywhere. Right.
Is it expensive to do it?
I paid $220 to have 4 people, which I learned later I couldn't charge what I did. Because I thought it was only 4 guests. And that got us admission for the day and pictures with Elijah Wood and Sean Astin. So I didn't have a crappy picture of that picture. About Elijah being too short and yeah, my 3 daughters, my wife, all rest in peace. And my niece, the wizard from one of the wizards from the Lord. Because that was the whole big deal about this weekend is that they got the 4 hobbits from Lord of the Rings to be here, and you could get a picture of all 4. Because I guess it's like 25 years or something. But I put a bit in it. I didn't know. That's all right. I mean, that kind of stuff happens. But this, for as much as it is, I think this is really what I got yesterday. Was my daughter meeting a voice actor that she just absolutely adores.
Oh, really?
And he's taking a selfie with her, and she's just okay. And you don't get, I don't get those smiles out of her. Oh, because she's a teenager. Then my wife towards the end, look at all these stars, the ones that don't have lines. So she's talking to all these cast members from Twilight. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
She's up there hugging these people and talking to them and telling them where to go eat in Chicago. I think that was cool. Yeah. So what's your setup here? So it's only a 1080 camera, and I use something called vMix to live stream it. So what I do is I run the video and audio feed out with an HDMI cord. Yeah. Okay. That goes. This device converts it to a more agreeable format, so broadcast it directly to YouTube. There's a 10-15 second delay. So I do this. I learned how to do it during the pandemic because on stage everybody had good spine solutions. And you need a laptop, you need power. I
suppose you could build yourself a mobile workstation because I actually have lithium-ion batteries.
Oh, I see.
But
Little crispy basil shrimp. We got the last of the past appetizers here. Crispy basil shrimp. Those are awesome. Anybody else?
that was phenomenal. No worries. And so, I mean, this is of course very handy for those that can't actually be there in person. And I do a lot of work with the Catholic churches, and so there's one that still pays me to live stream because the families legitimately have family back in Poland and even around the world. And they think it's important. And I agree. You know, most of the churches have their own live stream solutions. But whatever the church shot is acceptable for everyday mass. It's a significant moment. They still want to do it. So that's given the family members. You know, it's just what I do. I actually do. I manage my dad's company more than I do this stuff.
No, I moved here. So we moved back.
Tom Cologne is our name.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So my dad started it. My dad's 80, so he doesn't. He's kind of found out, not by choice, but because his body's full. So I manage it. That's how I met Tim. And Tim helps me out, and I help him out, and we do a lot of events together for us in the greater Chicagoland area. I make it up there. In fact, Arlington Heights, I haven't been there since.
So they're what? Oh, yeah. People do. You're gonna have something?
I will.
Welcome everyone, and thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to be here to celebrate the life of Browne. I'm Coco, and this is Renee, Warren's sisters. And we want to welcome you and let you know how happy we are that you were able to come and celebrate his life with us. And we also want to offer our condolences to you, because you also lost a son. We're going to begin this afternoon with a reading by Renee, followed by a short prayer by Warren's close friend, Danny Reese. And that will be followed by a reading of the obituary, which you're welcome to follow along with in the brochure that's in front of you, by our nephews, David and Josh. And then we're going to have lunch, and after which you're welcome to share any memories that you have with everyone. And if you have to leave early, just let us know so we can make sure that you can go first. And you can just kind of come up whenever you want and grab the mic. Okay. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Renee, who will start with opening remarks. Thank you.
I just want to reiterate everything that Sister said. I'm so thankful that you, his closest friends, are here with us today. And I want to start with a reading. Psalm 126 and 5 says, "Not Psalm 126:5 says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy." This verse is a metaphor of a farmer planting seeds in difficult times with the promise that God will turn painful struggles into a future of great happiness and reward. The promise is that just as a farmer gets a full harvest after a rough season, people who trust in God through hard times will experience a turnaround into joy. This verse offers deep spiritual comfort, providing that present pain does not last forever, and God always brings beauty from suffering. Today, we trust that now that the struggles of this life are over, that Warren, his spirit is reaping a bounty of
Okay, I don't need the mic. I got it. So, Warren, yeah. Warren is in a place now that we have not experienced. He has some insight that we don't have. So that makes him one of the ancestor elders. And I cannot imagine what that is, but I thoroughly believe that he's enjoying it in whatever form that is. Okay, so I'm a God believer, and I believe that God lives in us, God walks with us, God is us, because we are in the image of God. So I want to ask us to think about prayer in a different way today. Let's not think about let's lowering our heads, and that you can do on your own, in private. But I just want to talk to Warren. Is that okay? We can all do that, right? So Warren, yeah, the legacy that you leave, the things that you have left for people who needed you in times that they needed you. I know that now, Warren, you see what that all really meant. And you understand better what your purpose was in this life. But we have God who is overseeing. And so I want to address the Father in this one, because without the Father, there is no Son. And without the Son, there is no Holy Spirit, if you are a Christian. Christianity is not the only way to deal with this, and so I think that Warren is in a place, or Warren, you are in a place where you know the differences now between what was, what is, and what will be. And you may not have the insight of the Holy Father, but you do have insight. And I'm urging you to be able to, when we need you, when we call you, that you come and help us to see what we can see, and to help us to transition in ways that you have transitioned. And so I will address the Father, the Heavenly Father. You are wonderful, and you are wonderfully gifted by yourself to be able to incorporate us into your existence. Because without you, we are nothing. There is nothing that is not God. And so God, I pray to you that you look upon our friend, our brother, our uncle, our workmate. I pray that you take a special look at who he is. Not that I need to tell you, because you know. But I pray that you will understand, or help us to understand, what his real value was to us. What his real value was. I think Warren had a way of being very not me. Take that somewhere else, right? But I think that this time, this hour, that everybody who was coming here, you didn't come here because you disliked him. You came here because there's something very special about who he was to you. Okay? And I just urge you, if we could just take a moment You don't have to bow your heads. But just take a moment and think about any one thing that you want to say to him just in private. Just a moment. Just a moment. There's so many things I could say. So many things that I could say. Warren was to me, and I'll speak about it later, but Warren was to me what I believe a real brother is to another brother. And I mean that in more ways than just lineage. I mean that in terms of our ethnicity, where we came from. Warren is a good spirit. We all have faults. We all have things that we want to work on. But Warren, his spirit is here. Right now. Right now. And I'm just grateful that I have the opportunity to be with people who love him and that they can be with me. So I just say it without taking up too much time here. Heavenly Father, thank you for Warren. And thank you for all that he brought to us.
We're hoping to follow along here. And I have that, so. Yes, I am David Agnew. I am Warren's nephew. The son of Abney and David Abney here. And this is my brother Joshua, also Warren's nephew. And also the son of Renee and David Abney. That's the most interesting thing about Josh. So I'll begin. So Warren Hathaway Browne, age 74 of Chicago, Illinois, was born on January 28, 1952, to the late Constance Connie Browne Selling and Walter Warren Browne in Westchester, New York. He passed away on Monday, January 1st, 2026, June 1st, 2026, after a lengthy illness with his daughter Chandler Edwards Browne of Chicago, Illinois by his side. Warren was reared and profoundly influenced by his mother and was proud of the notable career she had as an educator and administrator in the Cleveland public school system. Likewise, he proudly noted that his father, who had been a deputy with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff Department, was by personal request one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s bodyguards whenever he visited Cleveland. Warren often credited his dad with instilling in him a strong work ethic. In the mid-1950s, Warren's parents moved to Ohio where he was educated in the Cleveland public school system, attending Harvey E. Davis Jr. High School and Glenville High School. However, his mother remarried and the family moved to Cleveland Heights. He graduated with the class of 1970 from Lutheran East High School. Throughout his formative years, he lived with his mother, maternal grandmother, stepfather, and two little sisters whom he adored. A born comedian, he kept the family laughing all the time. Warren took up trumpet playing in school and became an excellent sheet music leader. But it was during a trip to New York summer camp in the mid-60s that he befriended Chandler Parker, the legendary jazz saxophonist Charlie Parker's widow. Her then husband, Phil Woods, introduced Warren to jazz trumpeting, which began his love for the genre. His daughter Chandler was named in honor of the impact that Chandler Parker had on his life. As a teenager, he also developed an enduring interest in automobiles, which led him to find work in Cleveland auto parts stores. Through that job, he was awarded an auto mechanic scholarship to attend Southern Colorado State College, now CSU Pueblo. Warren left for college convinced that he was prepared for work in the automotive industry, but as fate would have it, he he was assigned to a room with a Vietnam veteran who had been a war combat photographer. That encounter inspired him to take a deep dive into the study of photography, learning everything he could from his roommate and from books on how to process film and images. During that exploration, he realized that he had a natural affinity for the art form and thus discovered his lifelong passion. After returning to Cleveland, he set up his own little world in the basement of his parents' home. It was like an apartment complete with a dark room for developing film. He spent much of his time there entertaining friends and mentoring them on the technical aspects of film development. In those days, a good friend commented, he was the epitome of effortless cool, known for always wearing a visor over his huge afro and driving around his beautiful black MG convertible, which I've heard lots about, which he adored and kept in perfect condition.
Warren began his career as a photojournalist when he landed a job as an Associated Press photographer, which quickly broadened his industry knowledge and allowed his talent to flourish. From the beginning, he was very organized and meticulous in his work. He carried out every assignment with such high standards that his cohorts took notice. Within a short amount of time, he was being tapped for better and better assignments, and his work spoke for itself. From assignments to photograph the owners of the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds, to covering the team's games, events, and occasionally, he proved he was able to do it all. Soon he and his friends, John McGonigal and Bob Keimer, opened up a small photo studio where they shared space. There he gained experience with model composites and continued to develop an impressive portfolio as he polished his craft with both models and stills. Combining that experience with his backgrounds in photojournalism, he was becoming a complete photographer. People loved working with Warren, not just because of his talent, but because he was humble, responsible, and funny. He had an electric energy, and his thirst for gaining and sharing knowledge about his profession and his hobbies was contagious. When he opened Warren Browne Photography on Fulton Avenue near Cleveland's West Side Market, he began to work with a number of ad agencies and became well known for shooting everything from fashion photography to billboard advertising and magazine covers, including an award-winning cover for Cleveland Magazine. As his career escalated, he continued to enjoy collaborating with friends like Danny Reese and Theo Rudman. And often he made time for passion projects like photographing portfolios for neighbors and album covers for friends, Dale Reed and Joe Wombat. He often hosted informal think tanks for creatives on how to monetize their art by building businesses. He was quite an in-depth person, noted a friend, indeed a pioneer on the precipice of black enterprise in the late 1970s and early 80s. Represented by his first wife, Karen Logan, who was very instrumental in promoting his businesses, his studio developed tremendous credibility for the self-photography he produced, garnering contracts with major department stores and retail establishments. Within a short time, he landed catalog work with Reich's Department Stores, now known as Macy's, which was one of the largest retail chains in Ohio. When the recession hit, Warren moved to San Francisco for a short stint, where he worked for a catalog house and continued freelancing. There he was able to utilize all his artistic and entrepreneurial skills. While in California, Warren captured some truly dynamic images, the most memorable of which was photographing the first Macintosh computer to come off the assembly line right alongside Steve Jobs. Of course, he kept that photo in his portfolio.
It wasn't long before he was reunited by Pringle & Booth, a prominent commercial photography firm in Chicago that was seeking a highly skilled photographer to improve their market standing. Once he joined the company, their reps were able to market his portfolio to land higher-end jobs, which instantly made him a valued team member. His book helped bring in additional work from Sears, Montgomery, Ward, and Spiegel catalogs, much of which he photographed in-house for them. The studio environment at Pringle served as a training ground for his mastery over complex studio lighting, staging, and large format commercial film production. The move to Chicago began a new chapter in Warren's career and a restart in his personal life, as a new circle of friends introduced him to D.R. Edwards, who later became his wife and mother of their daughter, Chandler. Following his foundational work in commercial studio environments, Warren transitioned his technical skills into corporate, event, and editorial spheres in the greater Chicago area. He worked as a freelancer on nationally advertised billboards for clients such as FedEx and Ford Motor Company. He also produced annual report work for YWCA, Kellogg's Equity Group, and GGU Law, which was a natural niche for him because of his background in photojournalism. He had the ability to unobtrusively walk into a place of business, photograph people in their element, and tell a story in photographs that allowed viewers to vicariously feel like they were in the room. Others that sought his talent were rising black hair care companies at the time. Lusters and Soft Sheen, desiring the black photographer to capture their popular ethnic hairstyles for their ads, discovered that Warren was known as the guy who perfected the ability to light his shots in a way that created dynamic highlights. His signature hair lighting technique, which he espoused to have learned from his stepfather, artist Charles L. Saleh Jr., was used in a Soft Sheen ad that famously became the photo that secured his place in the industry and established a style that commercial photographers of the day desired to emulate. Following that success, he set up a studio in Chicago where major clients followed, but he continued to do his annual report work and portrait work. He did a little bit of everything, known as the guy to call for premium jobs. When mastery mattered. Warren was always on the top of many reps' call lists. He often noted the constant struggle of being underbid, but he always knew his worth and always quoted accurately, which his clients appreciated. What was distinctly different about Warren was how he separated himself by his professionalism and commitment to excellence. Along the way, Warren gathered quite an eclectic group of friends. They were people from every walk of life, from bartenders to billionaires, and he connected with them all in the same way, like family. Everyone just loved Warren for who he was, his humor, his unique perspectives, and the insights and wisdom that he freely shared. One of those people happened to be a local businessman who threw biannual parties for a couple thousand of his closest friends. With A-list entertainers as the musical guests of honor. He trusted Warren and his team to handle the photography for those events for over 35 years.
Warren's studio environment was also unique, pristine and ultra-professional, yet very laid back and inviting. This is most evident when photographing the likes of Jesse Jackson, Eleanor Mondale, and a number of professional athletes. His ease and comfort with which those individuals interacted with him, makeup artists, the stylists, and his friends, was fostered by his charisma and humble character. He always maintained an atmosphere in which they could relax, focus, and do the work. A friend remembered being in the studio when a phone call came in from a guy who said he'd heard that Warren was the person who had photographed Jesse Jackson for his campaign. He asked to be photographed as well. Turned out the guy's name was Barack Obama, a tall, skinny guy running for state senate. He walked into the studio, was very polite, had a few pictures taken, enjoyed a nice conversation, and boom, a few years later, that guy was the president of the United States. And the person that he called was Warren Browne, because mastery matters. Warren also photographed one of President Obama's first campaign stops on the road to his presidency. The final chapter of Warren's photographic career began with photos he produced for Lutheran General Hospital. For Lutheran General Hospital's annual reports in the 1990s, which impressed them to the point that they offered him the job of senior photographer. He brought his gift for telling stories of the everyday lives of surgeons and nurses and hospital professionals, ranging from janitors to C-suite execs. When Lutheran General was acquired by Advocate Healthcare, he became a senior photographer for the entire system. That gave him, work partner John Eatinger, and his media department the responsibility of photographing everything from medical procedures to corporate imaging campaigns, fundraising events to groundbreakings, corporate sports sponsorships for the Chicago Bears and Chicago Bulls. You name it, and he photographed it. And for over 2 decades in that role, he was able to utilize every skill set that he had ever learned, and he loved doing it. He often spoke with pride about the relationships that he had with administrators, personnel, and medical staff with whom he worked at Advocate Healthcare. His work there became the crowning achievement of his illustrious career. In addition to his grandparents Clarence Waples and Florence Hathaway Browne, and godmother Marilyn Alvinson, he was preceded in death by his devoted wife, Dear Edwards, with whom he shared a deep bond of love, made stronger by their life experiences and supported one another. He treasured the memories of raising their daughter Shannon, of whom he was very proud. Warren is survived by his daughter Chandler Browne, sisters Mary Lee Browne of Rock Hill, South Carolina, Renee Saleh Abney of Columbia, South Carolina, Coco Saleh of Los Angeles, California, and Shauna Calloway of Shaker Heights, Ohio. Several step-siblings, including Tara Browne of Cleveland, Ohio, brother-in-law Francis L. Edwards of Durham, North Carolina, and Samuel Edwards of Charlotte, from Charlotte, of Lutz, Florida. As well as nephews, Christopher Abney Sr., David Abney III, myself, Joshua Abney, nieces, Dominique Abney, Jennifer Edward Phillips, and Elaine Edwards. Grandnieces, grandnephews, Waples family cousins, Wesley and Tyree Johnson, Browne family cousins, Maggie Gibbs of Fishner, Illinois, Carol Shaver of Cleveland, Ohio, many other extended family members, as well as his beloved dog, Moxie. Also close to his heart were special cousins Craig Alston and Suzanne Alston Hodges of Philadelphia, dear lifelong friend Fanny Reese, Theo Rudnick, and Homer Goodman. Many dear co-workers, including John Eatinger and Tim Seed, was like a brother to me. Warren made his family and friends very proud, not only of his accomplishments, but mostly for being a great human being. He will be deeply missed, and his memory will be cherished by everyone whose lives he's touched.
You're welcome.
Thanks, David.
I'm told that if anyone would like to come up after lunch to speak or share thoughts, words, or memories about Warren, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Happy blessed food. It's buffet style. Yeah, let's have someone else. What was that?
Basically, that's all.
You can have it.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. We thank you for this opportunity to fellowship together, to celebrate each other, celebrate Warren in his life, God. Thank you for this food today. Pray that it would nourish and strengthen us. Bless you, we ask in your son's name. All of those that
Absolutely.
That's how long you knew him?
So Floor is a freelancer. The company is small. I was their photos. So I was traveling.
Traveling around the world for your photograph.
I mean, literally, I'm on beaches with these models. You see us in restaurants at night.
You're complaining about what?
They will be going to time parties, and I didn't get to they walk.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Exactly. I was rubbing the ocean on the Dutch and so one came in and woke up the camera. I wasn't there. Studio manager. I guess that's what I told him. I didn't know he was drunk. He always trouble with times. Playing in about my job. Show him off what I set it up for everybody to do. So warm I'll suggest. Good.
Where are you?
Kind of like a little shake and be like, like, come back to reality.
It is a place. Oh my God. No, I know. Like, really? Oh my God. But yeah, what about I worked at a couple of yeah.
After that, this new old guy, he would call me up.
Right.
So you want to go out of town and watch the studio.
Where you at?
Oh, right, okay. Take care of the studio. She was really nice.
Did she work on every show?
Yeah, first time. I'm like 40 years. Where do you think about yourself except for myself? He used to trust me to come to the airport. Drop back off at the studio. I'd be on a brick phone like this. Big brick phone. But you have this girl's mouth. Oh, hey man. But he trusts me.
Yeah.
No.
Even when he go on vacation, I went home for vacation or Christmas. We watch the cat, watch Spike.
Very fast.
Yeah. Then we lost contact. Oh, yeah. Lost everything. Yeah, married, paid for that. He saw Chandler. Chandler's at the tap shop. Brother's musician. He was like,
That time, it's not called each other up and you just see each other.
and he's like, I get in contact with Tim, and that's when we started. Until John. Until you.
John moved. Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. So he moved to you when the merger happened, and he was going on like.
He's still there.
But when they merged, it's the large part of it merged. They're in North Carolina, so I thought that maybe it was just an impetus, like, I want to get out of Dodge anyway, so I'm down there. I was like, here.
They moved to Wisconsin. He was there for a year and a half. And then she saw an opportunity to open. This is like the great year for everything. Really? Right. He gets everything. Yeah, right.
So where you think
I know. And then Warren, but he was like, I remember coming back in the media center and like, there was a cubicle and it was out there for miles, like the long hallway. And so you walk up and John is just on the right side, Warren's on the left. All spread out everywhere, with his big bag of snacks and his jazz music playing and John was just like, but like, Warren was just always there. I was always trying to, he had me do some stuff about birds and like that. You understand your like file system? It's a different he was kind of like that. He just like, he needed certain things around him. Yeah. I remember he told me how you and every time I would take a while. Why go to this club? The video I was about like taking the words out. He's like,
like a design school in Detroit. At the time, it was like 2007. And it was still pretty rough, you know. There was like a lot of stuff and stuff. Right. I know it's in the rise, so yeah, like you say, if you could buy some things that can replace like that.
Yeah, we got
I know. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and you've seen some really good acts there, you know? Yeah. So. Get out, really? He lives, well, currently, we're about a block apart. And I used to live 3 houses away from him, and his wife and Diana. I remember it was like a Greek name. Diana. She's Greek, I think. Anyway, yeah, and Nixon. Oh my God. Have you guys played together?
Oh my God. I was I think,
Yeah. Did you ever do the Donovan's Garage thing? Or?
no, that was at the,
Really? I might have seen you. Yeah. I might have seen you. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I've been going to, the performances that he does in the garage for years. So I and that was person stuff. But yeah, that's funny. This one's for a while. Never back. Usually worked out. He had,
He started at Nature as a
Taste of Medicine. We have other
that's why I'm
last year, I went a couple of guys, quartet, I think. Played in yeah. Oh, really? You played in the Green Dome? That is so cool.
So I stayed for Cleveland there. I mean, so many of these
That's so cool. Really?
all the family here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know the name. guys were looking at terrible. Oh, okay. Come Danny Reset. Oh, that's cool. I'll definitely. Yeah, well, he's, there's actually a new place that just opened up on Jazz Club. Yeah. Called
Oh, have you still your drink? I stole a drink in the corner. That wasn't yours, was it? No soda? Do you need anything, by the way? You good?
No, I'm good. There's been some half a black and half a black for me.
Sit there and like just let it fester. Oh my gosh, she did my baby shower.
I was thinking, you know Chad? No. He ran and was the drummer at this place called Piano. Just outside of that, really cool jazz club. But Chad, he died like a year ago, but somebody kept it going, so it's still there. Yeah, if you're ever up this way, like north side of Chicago, Indiana, it's a really cool jazz club. No, it's on like Morris. Yeah. It's just north of Morris. Just like by the road, which I pretty good street name. Anyway, really Okay. Yeah. North and south. Oh yeah. That's another jazz club. Yeah, like ghetto. That's so cool. Yeah, then there. It's like one of my favorite places to go. The first time my wife and I went, we just like kind of wanted to do something new and like fun thing to do, you know. And it's on the street that and so as you're like in the play, and the band plays like right by the window, so it's floor to ceiling windows. And the first time we were there, and it started snowing. And it was like big and fast, and it was so romantic. Oh, and the last night, though, so you're watching this band, and this like really dimly lit place, you know, and then the snow outside, and in the background, no rain. I never seen this like, oh my god, this is anyway, so that's my very fond memories of that first time. And so every time we go back, it's a good experience. It's like really good cocktails. and they have had a really nice menu of like food that's kind of like this, you know. It's like really good. And they have this new thing. I think if you pay like $20 or something, they have this thing called happy ending, which is not what you think. What it is like I think what it is. It's always like the last song of the night or something. I don't know why they call it that. But anyway, you can like listen to the other song underneath the so they have like a rap or something, and then you can listen to like shit. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I did that once. It was really cool. Yeah, it was like this weird like experience. Yeah. Anyway, so that's like. Right, yeah, it's really big, yeah, it's big, yeah. I think so. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if they're still doing dance squad, but I think it's
They probably helped me on
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah. So like informative, I really enjoyed I guess it was and like, but I love it. So
leopard coat. It's like a lot of people are going to Traverse City. Oh, are you really? Oh, that's cool. Up with you. Yeah, cool. Good work, right? First time I've ever come to and then like maybe water 50 yards or something. It's like such a big way. And it's just beautiful. Like, I need you. Oh, really? My team is great. What I've heard. So when you're at the top of this, I think it's called sleeping there's like, so you look down, it's really steep, and there's like some, and you're not supposed to go down there, but if you warn you about, there's signs and stuff, so do not try to go down, because people get down there, and then they can't, and that's what they have. And when you do that, Right?
Going down to just so everyone knows we can use there for you as well. Just so you know.
But opinion based on
Get it for free. Thank you.
So we started teaching at school. It's really just like productive and still doing something, getting it. Just doing it. He wants to do that. The issue of the age difference of like I still have 15. So I mean, teachers can like start to take
Yeah, we used to have one pretty close to the Eden's Expressway. There was one stop on the expressway there. The cars got through there. Oh yes. Yeah, guitars and stuff.
Figure out that works.
Yeah, I know. Lisa said she didn't figure out how to
As long as he's there.
There's only because they needed doctors so bad. Like that doctorship.
I know.
You met someone also that's what works because they both have the
We went a week before her wedding. It was just I was 17 and she was 18. Right, and I didn't find out from people. Yeah, I was already married. I kind of realized that I went, I got a taste of it because I had to find, I did was cover my friends from the wall and different first. Like I wanted to talk about
This is your last right? Yeah, just before I ruin someone else's
at the local.
So you got your start doing like pictures for newspapers too?
Take their class. And it was like, we brought, yeah, we brought, so I went,
Before so. Well, I saw that wasn't much of a day, but it was really good.
Well, that's not me. It's like, do it, you it's like, you're finding your own money, you're finding your own projects.
Oh no.
Because Jeannie made it right now. She's not in college. But tell him what he did. Maybe he doesn't. He's retired now, but he became
Yeah, it's changes. You react different. Yeah, my dad.
So he's like, what do these people?
But we've got my son's brother-in-law. He's done. He's like they're married. Yeah. My son's brother-in-law. Anyway, and so it's like my son's wife's sister's husband. Anyway, but he's lost jobs over it and stuff. Still
Well, when they're
everybody wants him to
What I'm saying to them, like, in the background, it's like they are.
I guess, and there's so much at stake with this marriage, I guess.
I'm like, he's not my dad. They don't know that. I don't know. He's like, during the time we had programs, I was clean. He's like, if they can put this anyway, of course they want to know. All we have to do is give a review. So we never figured out to
I have a friend like that. I've never seen him drunk. But it's constant. It's just a constant thing. Not a good answer.
Yeah, it just was like easier for the rest of them.
Yeah, well, I was like somebody. But after that, like, no, I did not. Like, anything like that. It's yeah, this is really good.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I love this cover page. I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just learned over here that she actually took that picture. I have no idea.
Yeah, oh no.
Apparently.
Woman took this picture of me.
They just told me that. Do you know?
He must have set up a camera. I was looking more like the background. It was like more steps to like the
There were steps to, when I did doctor it up a little bit, because there was some lady behind it with red shoes. So I got rid of that. But,
I'm surprised you took pictures.
but that's what they said. I don't know. That's what they said. Rosie said that, or Rosette, rather said that, she can tell a story. It was something to do with, when we first started at Advocate, that they wanted, and you didn't want anyone to take his picture.
I we were testing light.
I know, lining photos of him, we really found numbers for people, but I don't even know what I'm
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's yours? Yeah. Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, hang on, man. What's our next set? Look at you.
Hey, everybody. All right, so first of all, thank you again so much for coming. We're going to start the second portion of this where we kind of just come up and spill our emotions about the wonderful Warren Browne. Also, please don't forget that there's some amazing desserts available. Feel free to go up and grab some. So I'm Christopher Ryan Abney, the first nephew, okay, before these little rascals came along. And so there's three things I want to touch on as I'm kind of freestyling this, and that is just the man that he inspired me to be, the artist he inspired me to be, and the cool mofo that he inspired me to be. Because if you guys don't know, I'm actually pretty cool. But I learned a lot of it from him. So I have an amazing stepfather, the amazing David Abney. And thank you for that, because yes, he's amazing. I don't thank God for that. But I didn't know my father growing up, but I knew Warren Browne, my uncle, and growing up, and he was my first father figure. And there were times when I felt lost as a young man, and he would take me to the side, and he would let me know, brother, it's gonna be all right. I got you. You're talented. You're cool. You're smooth. And I'm gonna show you how to live this life. And I never really shared that with anybody. But it's one of the reasons why I always idolized him and always looked up to him as this amazing man. And I know that my mother and my aunt, Coco, his sisters, they looked up to him like that. And I remember my mom telling me stories of when she was, correct me if I'm wrong, when she was in school. I don't know if it was high school. I think you were kind of nervous or fitting in, and then your big brother would come by and pick you up in his convertible, and the girls would ask you like, "Is that your boyfriend? Oh my God, he's so cool!" And you'd be like. So just getting cool points off of his cool, and because and I've always drove a convertible because of that. So to this day, I keep a convertible because it makes me feel cool like Uncle Warren. And the artist that he was, growing up, the older I get, the more I appreciate the amazing family that I have. But for today, we're focusing on him. And he was to have an entrepreneur as an artist. That's not normal. It's very difficult to make it as an entrepreneurial artist. To go after your passion, whether that be painting or photography or dancing or singer-songwriting or anything, it's very difficult to make it. And he made it, and he made it look easy. So growing up, I'm like, yeah, just follow your passions as an artist, it'll work. Yeah, easy peasy. As we all know as adults, that is not true. For him to do what he did at the time that he did it, so grateful, so grateful. So not only I attribute, I've been able to step out of my shell and do some things as a singer-songwriter, and I've written a book, I've written 2 albums, I've written a game show. I've also started a drone photography company. And one of the last conversations that I had with him was about photography and how the industry's changed, and a lot of it is done through drones now. And he would complain like, yeah, it sucks. Everybody with their cell phones and their drones. But he's definitely inspirational in that regard. And lastly, I just want to say that the cool. When I just shot something in over the Grand Canyon, we made a trip out to Sedona, Arizona, and I got some amazing footage. And when I tell you there's a certain level of cool that it takes to film something so breathtaking and stunning, and you're holding this camera trying not to shake and be taken by it, but just know that I think of Warren, and I think of how cool he had to be to shoot the shots that he shot. And there's so many amazing pictures that he showed me. I know that we don't have on here, but I mean, he had pictures of the Bulls when they were in their championship run, the Bears, and I'm sure you guys have seen some of the things that, just some of the amazing things that he shot during his time. He was the epitome of cool, and the way that he captured cool will never be forgotten. So that's all I want to say. Thank you. Anyone else have anything to say?
Everybody can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, my name is Rosette Stavro, and Warren DR, my dear friends. Okay. And I will always miss them, always cherish them, but the one thing I can say is, yeah, I'm the one who introduced DR Warren. But I would like Tara and Daru, without them, I would not have been able to put them together, because they had a building complex. Is that what we call it? Compound. The commune. And so they had the coach house. DR was, Eleanor was on the first floor. Eleanor was second. DR second. DR. They were upstairs. Anyway, it was 3 levels, and I brought Warren over one day. DR was married to someone else during the time, so a couple years later, they got together. But Warren and I met doing photography. The hustle was real, just started out. They used to put us in this room 10 by 20 to shoot like 100 things for Sears. Hot, no air conditioning, you buy your own water, etc. Well, one day Sears asked if we wanted to do a corporate shoot. It was on a Learjet. We're like, yes! So Warren and I had never really worked together except for in that room. Anyway, we did not almost come home. We were in Mobile, Alabama. He created a whole venue in the store for Christian Dior Baby. It was they didn't expect us to come up with it, but anyway, we got that contract because Warren stepped outside the box, stayed after the store was closed. We should have got fired. We almost missed a little Learjet. They don't do that anymore. They don't want to pay with this point. But he took the chance. We stayed in the store, and I'll never forget that he played with those baby clothes all night long for us to shoot. He hung up on the ceiling. He did everything, and that tells you everything about him because nobody did that. Nobody. And I love him too.
Yeah. Not all at once. Okay. So, Warren and I went to the same junior high school together in Cleveland, Ohio. You know that place, right? And so Warren was a trumpet player. I studied violin. I was in the orchestra, and so we kind of knew each other just based on because I was in concertmeister. Everybody had to know, I got the concert out. And so we knew each other that way. But Warren kind of in the African American community, it was very hard to get good basic foundational understanding of music. I mean, there wasn't, theory. Can you play? Okay, just go play. But Warren could read, man. Warren, his ability to read music was amazing, astounding. Couldn't improvise, but when he got in the field, he figured out, there is a world of improvisation. But yeah. So anyway, after that time through high school, because he went to a different high school than I did, but I was doing a project with a disco group at the time, and the guy who was producing that, he took me to this place and goes, hey, this is the guy who's going to do our album cover. And I go, hello. Warren. Dan. So then we was in our early 20s, you know what I mean? And so we kind of rekindled that thing, the whole idea of us being, part of that neighborhood. So I just want to say this because I don't want to take up a lot of time here, but Warren was a guy, and I heard it from you, that Warren was very interested in helping somebody who didn't have the same facilities that he had to get an idea about how to move forward. And once again, especially coming from the community we were in, I mean, this is where the riots were and all, so, they wasn't thinking much about how to make us better, but Warren had his family, his mother and grandmother, I do believe, to me, they were kind of like the Harlem Renaissance of Cleveland. They knew people, they were in the deal, man, they were in the mix. And then they mentioned Sally. He was a prolific artist. I mean, in fact, and Harlem Renaissance, they knew him very well. So that I come from a country family, and I'm saying to them, I want to play music. Yeah. But so Warren was doing a project for Cleveland Magazine, and he said, "Hey man, you want to be on this cover?" I go, "Yeah, I'll do that." And so they were trying to figure out how to get it done. And Warren said, "Hey man, we're having a brainstorming session. Why don't you come?" I go, "Me?" He goes, "Yeah man, come on. You just talk about, just sit and listen and talk about some things and see what happens." So it was the first time that I had the opportunity to be in a situation like that with people who are really moving it, and listening to what I had to say. So I take that to say that Warren knew something or could see something about me that made it palatable to his environment in business. And so for that, I thank him so much, because I've done a lot of theater, I've done commercials, done some TV, but I am a musician, and so that is my thing. But it was from that I got the opportunity to think beyond being just a musician, to being just what the stamp. He gave me the license without saying it. He gave me the license to think about something else, and so once again, in our community, man, at that time we needed people like that to be able to say to us, "Man, you can do this. I'm doing it, and I'm stupid. So go and do it." So anyway, but yeah, Warren, he's a different kind of fellow. He really is, and I really thank him, because he, we've been in some times in our lives it's very important to me, and sometimes it's very important to him, and so I just am very grateful, and I thank you for doing this and for inviting me. Really, we all love Warren.
I'm not good at this. I am Rosie Bishop, better known as Beak. This troublemaker here, Jose. And my sisters were the ones that introduced me to Warren and Tia. And, friends, whatever. When one day they rang the doorbell, "Here, can you take care of her?" I started babysitting Chandler. She was beautiful, and her curls and everything. Whenever we go anywhere, people compliment her, and I'm like, whoa, they're all beautiful. Some of the kids, Chandler, I taught her how to eat Puerto Rican food. And Tia would call me, he's like, "What did you feed her?" She's pooping. But being added to their family, adding them to our family. Because Chandler, my daughter's a couple years older, but anyway, and Elsa's son, they're okay. There wasn't a single kid's picture or family event that Chandler wasn't in. I thank them for including us. Love him. Chandler, incredible child. I don't know what else to say, but we love them more. Yeah, we love them. Thank them for including us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I stand before you because it would be rude for me to stand behind you. I'm Warren's photo assistant, and all those shoots that Rosie was talking about, you know, we're knocking it out together, and crazy things, and an eclectic amount of people in the studio who were, you know, like for instance, we're photographing Eleanor Mondale, and Keith Van Horn shows up, big as everything, walking through the studio, and everybody's just chilling, him and Warren yakking it up, talking and everything. And Rosie's doing her thing, styling, and people over here talking, people over there talking. He's a great friend. I've known him over 40 years. I met him 40 years ago in the summer. I was a photo assistant who was messing up his life. Messing up everything. And studio manager I was working for said, you need to go talk to this guy. So I went to get set straight about Warren, and he's like, you know, told him a little sob story about what was going on, how difficult my life was, and he goes, brother, you don't need to wait to take your job. Just together. Pulled those Warren speeches and sort of pulled everything together as a reality check kind of thing. But a lifelong friend over 40 years, a lot of times together, a lot of photo assisting, a lot of hanging out, a lot of conversations. I think family for appreciate being the family now, and lots of good memories. So.
Nice.
But,
He knows all the secrets.
We could get more from Tim.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
has the Pandora's box with the double back.
Okay.
Yeah.
did you?
What was your favorite shoot with Warren? Like most memorable?
Probably one of those Sears shoots where they were
Oh my God.
they were exhausted from the night before. Exhausted in other ways also. And you know,
He
Warren's
put
like,
in a 16-hour day.
right, and they were like, you know, Warren's like, I'll set lights up and everything. I say, I think we're good to go, Warren. He's like, okay, I'm not sure if I can hang, bro. Brother, I'm not sure if I can
Oh my God.
I could tell that they locked us in those places for
Right.
12 days straight.
So I'll go to a vending machine and I introduce Warren to Mountain Dew. Boom, he's like, all right, let's go get it. So a lot of stories like that, a lot of hanging out, a lot of events, and being his assistant. He trusted me with his vehicles. I remember driving in the station wagon and picking him up from the airport. He had the brick phone, I'm like on the phone. And little things like that. But it was just great experiences, a lifetime of fun experiences, and you know, hanging out with these people, meeting all these people here, people from the compound, and shooting your sister's wedding and all those kind of things. Introducing me to it's a lot of good memories. Too many I can't recount.
You know, I would say one other thing. I was at, sorry, I was going, I can go for days, okay? But at their wedding, at Warren and Gia's wedding, you know, Gia wrote a song, because at that time Chandler was born.
Yeah.
And, and
My
she
son
wrote a
was
song.
a ring bearer.
Say again?
Dawood was a ring bearer.
Yes, yes. And so, yeah, but she wrote a song. And she came to me with, she had the lyrics and the melody, and she said, "Man, can you like put something together, you know, and we can do this at our wedding?" I go, "Yeah, I can put something together." I'm telling you, man, it was a really, really beautiful experience. First of all, that she was creative enough to do that. And secondly, at the wedding, when they started listening to it, man, they was crying like babies. Like babies. It was just a really warm thing. I'm done. Until the next time.
Can I ask, did you sing it or?
I did.
Okay, and then you composed it?
I did. I put an orchestration to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember the lyrics?
Welcome to the World, My Child was the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm afraid, I'm sorry, yeah.
Because it was really their wedding, but Chan was in the babies.
Yeah.
And so it was really a tribute.
And she was sitting right there next
It
to
was
him.
really a tribute to their love for each other.
Yeah. It's
And
beautiful.
so it was really beautiful. Everybody was stunning.
Yeah.
And the restaurant is still here too. It's
Yeah,
still in
actually, I
town.
thought that's where this was.
No, it's on the other side of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else like to share?
Sorry, you can go by it.
It's like a dynamic duo.
Okay, well, if no one else wants to speak right now, I was just gonna share, oh, well, thank you. I was just going to share that September.
This is the sister that I.
Okay. So, as I commented in the back of the program book, and it's the same thing that I had posted on my Facebook page a couple of days, actually a day or so after my wedding passed. I wrote, Warren, Roe, you were our family comedian, an incredible photographer, my childhood hero, my first employer, my creative muse, my rescuer, my encourager, my amazing big bro. I'll be missing you until we meet again. Love, May. Cutie, help me. So just to explain some of those things, obviously as, oh my gosh, our family comedian, he kept us in stitches all the time. And I know everyone who's worked with him and knows him, all your good friends, you know how crazy funny he was. He was always keeping us laughing. He obviously was an incredible photographer, that is a well-documented, world-class photographer. As my childhood hero, the story that my son was telling earlier is close to what happened, but actually what happened was when I was in elementary school, well, now it's middle school, is 6th grade, but back then elementary went up to 6th grade. Anyway, so I was being bullied, and so I had told my mother or my grandmother about it, and somehow or another it had filtered to Warren. He had actually just come back from college, I believe, and he found out about it. I didn't know that he knew, but one day I was coming out of school, and we were turning toward the traffic stop where we would, cross the street. And what to my wondering eyes did appear but Warren Browne outside of his MG, arms folded, with that cap that he always used to wear that barely fit over his afro, arms folded, with the big collar, big lapel shirt and his blue jeans, bell-bottom blue jeans, and he was just standing there like this in his fried boots, and he was standing there like this, leaning against his car. And I ran up to him, and he picked me up and put me in that car, and I felt like Cinderella. Okay? I was like, this is my hero. And so when some of the kids would ask me, who is that? Who is that? I said, That's my boyfriend. From then on, he was a hero in my eyes, because nobody else messed with me after that. So that was the hero story, and what else did I say? He was my first employer. He hired me as a stylist when I was in high school. When he had the Reichs account, he would bring all of the merchandise up to Cleveland to his studio, and he would have me style, especially like the bed and bath, as it was an outlet for my OCD. So, you know, like just making everything look perfect, you know, like ironing the sheets and folding them down and fluffing the pillows and, you know, setting up those shots. I loved it. I loved it. It made me feel like, wow, this is like a real job. Like if everybody else worked at, you know, the grocery store or whatever, you know, and I did too eventually. But doing that was, it was really cool. And he always used to tell me, he said, Renee, you've got a great eye. You got a great eye. And that was something that kind of stayed in the back of my mind all my life as I was trying to figure out what, you know, my profession would be. And I ended up being a graphic designer. So that was a seed planted very early on in me. Oh, okay, yeah, so my creative muse. My rescuer, whenever I would get myself in trouble. Not that that happened very often, but when I went away to college, you know, he gave me that, you know, this is how you need to behave in college talk, and he always encouraged me. He really did. He was always letting me know that, you know, I had a gift to offer the world, and that all I had to do was, you know, express myself in the way that, you know, that however it came out. And so that ended up being in print design. But it took a little while for me to get there. But he constantly encouraged me, always let me know that, you know, he had confidence in me. And the fact that he was so accomplished in his profession, for him to tell me that made me feel, you know, confident as well. So those are some of my early memories of him, and then they carried on, of course, you know, throughout our lives together. For the last 5 years, he and I and my sister have been having weekly meetings on Google Meets or Zoom. It started out on Zoom. And, you know, so we kept up with each other, you know, even though we were all miles apart. I live in South Carolina, my sister lives in Los Angeles, and he was here. But due to technology, we were able to stay close. We talked every week. And we just really gained even more of an appreciation for him and for his career, for his heart, you know, and how much he poured into his daughter, his marriage, his work, everything. And he was just a wonderful, wonderful role model as a big brother to me. So that's all I want to share.
I'm gonna just tell you guys that I have several text messages saying, Dr. Lee says from Spain, Alvin Maddox, he said not far, South Carolina, Lee Neville's, Lee Factor, that was his name, that's funny. Lee Factor said from out of the country, none of your business. And from the Stavro family, and then a person that you probably don't know, but Alicia, she's a realtor that Warren shot things for her, that when she couldn't afford a photographer, she was just getting her license, he would shoot her things and give them to her to pull so she could do it. So she says, I said, it's your condolences. I'm not telling you where I am because I don't want Rosette to show up.
Exactly. If anyone else has something that they would like to share,
I was just gonna come support you, but, Warren and I were about almost exactly the same age actually, and, at some point, after getting to know him, and I think I shared this with Coco, not to realize, but he was to me the brother that I never had. But I'll be honest with you, when I first started dating his little sister, I wasn't quite so sure that would, be the case. But he made me feel welcome. Over time we got to be really close, and we talked about a lot of stuff, especially sometimes business things. Just he and I talking. But my point is just he accepted me and made me feel welcome in his dear family. And I eventually got over the thought that maybe he would think I was taking this little sister from him. I loved him for that, and I'm missing him.
Got to hear from the girl that gave him money here. Tell us about that. Isn't she the girl?
I didn't give him. That's him at my wedding.
That's a beautiful photo.
I love that photo.
Yeah.
Oh, you get this one, you get bunny.
Oh, bunny ears. I thought you said money. I'm like, no, Lauren was always hooking me up to jobs.
Okay.
Well, how about if we all ask these questions, say who they are and how they know Warren? 'Cause we-
Yeah, that would be good too.
I know you, but you don't know mine.
Oh, I'm Bill, and I work alongside Warren as advocate at the healthcare.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I was in video, he was in photography, so we kind of swam in the same pool, but did different things.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming.
So I'm Carla. It's Carla Freeman. At the time I met Warren, I'm now Carla Gopool. But yeah, I met him at Advocate. It was my first job out of college. And stayed there about 5 years, and we remained friends, even though I left Advocate. And I think one of my, cherished memories of Warren is, if anyone has been to the media center, we're in like the basement of Lutheran General Hospital in Park Ridge. And there's this I was at the front desk, there's a long hallway to where the photographers, John and Warren, sat in the back. And I knew if I heard his jazz music kind of wafting up to the front desk, I was like, Warren's here, he's in a good mood, I'm gonna go talk to him. So he would always give me kind of advice. He knew I was kind of new into the career scene, and he would always kind of give me the real world advice that everyone so needs at that point in your career. So I will be ever thankful for that, and why we stayed friends was because he could really kind of see it. I think that's why he was a good photographer. He really saw the person,
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
I'm Tina. I have known Warren. I also met him at Advocate, but I was his intern. And so I was working in the ER at the time as a nursing assistant in college, and he actually working with him, I was like, oh, I really am interested in photography. My mom was Chandler's preschool teacher. And so she's like, well, I know this guy at the hospital that maybe you should go talk to him. And then he's like, okay, come on, when are you starting? And I was like, wait, no, I'm just interested to learn about photography. He's like, no, let's go. And so I would roll up all his cords. We were talking about put away. He had a very particular way of putting everything away. And I learned from the best. And then I just started working there, and then I switched schools. I went to photography school and totally switched careers based on just my experience with John and Warren and learning from them. And then I've been friends with him ever since, and we've done all the Zell shoots together over the years, and my wife also then helped him in the photo shoot. So it became a family affair. Everyone was helping Warren, and seeing Chandler grow up over the years, and my mom, I'd send her pictures every time, then Chandler's like, I remember her. I'm like, really? You're like 5. But she said she does, and maybe it's just all the stories and getting to know DR, and she's like, remember, I'm Sicilian, and I'm spicy, and like, so the dynamic between those two in their house, and I'm like, okay, just tell me where you want me to move the stuff. Like, I'm not getting between you two. So he was very much like a mentor for me in the photography industry. And so when I moved away and came back, I checked in with him, and I'm like, when are you gonna retire? When are you gonna be done? Like, you are the hardest working person I know. And so I felt very blessed to be able to see him before he passed. So it was
Okay, is everyone shared that would like to? Josh,
You guys, Sarah, everybody's
Well,
introducing themselves.
I'm Sarah Stavro. I'm Rosette's sister. I met Warren through Rosette, and Warren became a family friend. I was a model. We never worked together. I'm not quite sure why.
You left.
I did leave, but just our careers as far as a model and a photographer never passed or crossed, even though I did a lot of stuff upstairs too. And I just thought he was a wonderfully kind, beautiful, fun soul. And I was grateful that I met him and that I got a chance to have a lot of different fun experiences with him.
I'm proud, like, I met the same way through Rosette and Dave. Warren, DR was living on our second floor. These guys were up above that. It was quite the wild. I think the cats left the bag. But, yeah, we had so much fun, and that man was just lovely. I loved Warren. I know that Delwood loved Warren. Downtown Warren Browne. And we just had too much fun to even talk about. But yeah, and I thank you guys for introducing.
Thank you for letting us
And
in.
I know DR thanks you too for, and it was great fun having them. They actually met at a party we were having in our coach house. So that was really fun. And I miss him, and I'll always love him. And thank you for having us. This was really nice.
So Renee and Coco were putting this together.
And all the spouses.
Yes, for sure.
Here's to you, Warren. Here's to Warren. Downtown what?
He always introduced himself to me every time he called me. So have his voice downtown. We knew each other. He introduced himself to me as downtown. I always called him downtown Warren Browne. So he just when he called me, he said downtown. So. And he told, I know every time I hear Jasmine, especially Miles Davis, he's always downtown while Browne is in my head. And because he told me how much he admired Miles, and he always tried to get a photograph of him, chase him around here and there. And then he said, I finally found it. And I told him, I was going to take a picture of him. He told motherfucker, turn that spit on me.
last couple of months, you know, my sister and I have been discussing this over the summer. Sorry it took so long to get together, but I had major surgery 2 days after Warren passed, so I was recovering most of the summer. But we finally were able to set a date and come together, and I thank you so much for being here with us. And, you know, for us, it was just time for closure, and I think it, you know.
And you look like Connie.
Thank you, Rosette. And I just want, I know a lot of people have been asking, you know, when we were gonna have something that would also give them that closure, and so we decided to do this, and I'm just so grateful that you all came. You all are his closest people, and this was the type of setting that he, you know, fostered and loved, was just getting together with friends. You know, nothing terribly formal, just getting together with friends and loving on each other and, you know, uplifting and encouraging one another. So we're just very grateful that you joined us today. Yes.
Can we get a group hug?
Oh, absolutely. Let's get a group hug, okay? So thanks
Anybody?
again. And enjoy the rest of your evening. If there's any more over here, please.
Yes, help yourself.
Please help yourself to finish up what we have, okay? And then we'll all depart. Thank you.
We just took a. Come on.
Thank you so much for coming.
I've heard a lot about you.
Right, because she actually worked with you, right.
So, but if
you as well. Thank you so much.
Rosette, what did you eat?
Yeah. I'm like, Wednesday, I'm still 3 days. Thank you.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
All right.
I'm just saying.
That's the problem. You know, we're relying so much on the services, like with all the arrangements and stuff. I just figure like, somebody will love it.
Worked out.
I know, I want to know what went on in those parties. I know.
I can tell you now.
Listen, the joke is, wait, the joke is, I can't leave it on that, so the joke is, so when I say that, I don't want to leave it as a.
We got you on camera.
We pointed on Tim though.
I don't care, honey, it's still your vision, because it's have sound.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anything I say, I don't care. Okay, so we're on there, let's get that. I'm going down with some water down, so.
it? We got 9 watching right now. Thank you for the great service.
Likewise, thank you for coming.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Finish that. I kept that running mostly to keep legs instead of like.
Keep running.
Thank you.
I'll be a town Thanks so much.
I think the first. Don't worry about it. But I got this. Just feel relaxed about it. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely. If you want something to go, you know,
You told my parents.
I'm actually leaving early tonight.
Andy, what, are you still here?
No.